From Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, tonight the New York Yankees take on the Boston Red Sox. The starting pitchers for tonight's game. For the Red Sox, right-hander Roger Clemens. He's won 11 and lost none. And for the Yankees, left-hander Ron Guidry. His record, 4 wins and 6 losses. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yankee Stadium. Bill White along with Billy Martin. And, Billy, the Yankees have their work cut out for them against these tough Boston Red Sox.
The Red Sox are hot, and they're in first place, and that's true, Bill, but I think the Yankees will rise up to the occasion.
As we look at the standings, the Yankees are 3.5 behind Boston and only a game ahead of Baltimore. That was a good series on in Baltimore.
It was. 3 out of 4 was outstanding. Could have won the 5th game with a little luck, but that's yesterday's newspaper.
And the Toronto Blue Jays, last year's American League East champions, 10 back, but I think everybody has a shot still.
I still think it's going to be a tough race. I don't think anything is won in this month, but I think if you come down August and September, then you're going to see things happening.
There have been 4 guys who've keyed this Red Sox drive. First of all, Roger Clemens. He's 11-0 and not too bad for a youngster.
Well, that's what you call a stopper, and that means that the Red Sox never really have a big losing streak. 3 has been their most this year, and this man has come in and just done a sensational job.
And Don Baylor supplied the long ball and some key runs batted in.
Same old Don Baylor. Always has a good year. I tell you, he's just a fine man, and I'm happy for him.
Another guy, a couple of guys who were having good years. Of course, Wade Boggs is out. Wade Boggs, Jim Rice.
Well, Wade Boggs with that .353 lifetime batting average, and Jim Rice was always tough against us. Both of them are just great hitters. I'm glad Boggs is out of there tonight, and it would be nice if he could miss the whole series.
Well, have you ever heard of a guy hurting himself taking off cowboy boots?
He probably bought his boots at the wrong store.
Where's he bought the boots?
Billy Martin's.
Now, Ron Guidry has got to crank up a good game. He's lost 5 straight. He's got to go out there, I think, and give 7 or 8 good innings.
I think you're right, Bill. He's pitched well enough to win a lot of the ball games that he's pitched, but he needs to have some runs scored for him, and just hope tonight the Yankees score him some runs.
And a new coach tonight for the Yankees, third base coach Don Zimmer. Of course, he's been here before as a coach. He also managed Boston.
Well, we're welcoming Don back. I hope that he brings us a little luck. I hope he left the bad luck back there with the Cubs and does a good job for us.
And I'm sure Don Zimmer remembers this. That's Bucky Dent in 1978. Bucky hit that ball on top of the screen over the Green Monster.
I think he's had a few nightmares about that one.
So we welcome Don Zimmer back, and we'll be back with the Yankees and the Red Sox, the first of 3 right after these messages. Participating advertisers in New York Yankee baseball are your Toyota dealer and the Toyota Celica. Performance and style, who could ask for anything more? Busch, the beer with a taste as smooth as its name. Eastern Airlines, official airline of the New York Yankees. We earn our wings every day. Your local Dodge Boys. Dodge Boys have more fun because Dodge Boys sell more fun. And buy the New York Yankees. Here's the Red Sox lineup. Marty Barrett leading off. Ed Romero batting second. Bill Buckner third. Jim Rice will bat fourth. Don Baylor, the designated hitter, will hit fifth. Dwight Evans sixth. Tony Armas seventh. Rich Gedman eighth. And Ray Quinones will bat ninth. For the Yankees, Ricky Henderson leads off. Don Mattingly bats second. Dave Winfield third. Mike Easler, the designated hitter, bats fourth. Ken Griffey fifth. Mike Pagliarulo sixth. Ron Hasse seventh. Willie Randolph eighth. And Ivan De Jesus will bat ninth. And defensively for the Yankees, Don Mattingly's at first base. Willie Randolph playing second. Ivan De Jesus playing shortstop. Mike Pagliarulo at third. Ken Griffey in left. Ricky Henderson in center field, Dave Winfield in right, and Ron Hasse will catch. Bob Merrill and the national anthem. The fans are still coming in here for this first of 3 between the Boston Red Sox. They're on top of the American League East by 3.5 games over the second place New York Yankees. And 4.5 over the third place Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles, the only one of the 3 teams to win yesterday, as they edged the Yankees 4-3, while Boston was losing to the Milwaukee Brewers. So the teams using their aces. Ron Guidry, runner-up last year for the Cy Young Award voting, and the youngster Roger Clemens, who's way ahead so far, Scooter, I would think, in the voting, would be way ahead in the voting for the Cy Young Award this year. We look at Guidry's record. In 13 games, he's won 4 and lost 6, 5 of those in a row for the first time in his career. His ERA 3.59, and Guidry, at some time during this year, has been a victim of lack of support. He's lost 3 games by just 1 run. So Ron Guidry on the mound for the Yankees, and he'll face this tough right-handed hitting Red Sox lineup. And here to tell you about it, a tough right-handed hitter himself, the Scuda.
Oh.
First of all, let's get to the umpires. Don Dinkinger's behind the plate, Mike Riley at first base, Drew Coble at second, and Tim McClellan at third. And umpiring in the booth, here's Phil Rizzuto.
Thank you very much. I don't mind coming after the umpires. Did you introduce the people down the right field line? Buddy Rich is here tonight. I haven't heard you say anything about him.
Buddy Rich is here?
Yeah. Gonna play the drums a little bit.
Is the mayor of Hillside here?
No, not tonight. This is a big night at home. They got a lot of
course you know it,
meetings.
don't you?
Oh, yes, very well.
What's his name?
All right, wait a minute. Marty Barrett ready to lead off. And the Yankees do catch a break here tonight, White, in that Wade Boggs not in the starting lineup. So I believe he has tender wrists.
Ribs.
Wait a minute. One report said ribs. Another report said wrists. And I'm going to wait till the third report comes out before I say what it is. Don't. Holy cow. First pitch. Home run in Fenway. Good thing we're not up in Boston. Now, Guidry has been really snake bit with home runs this year, White. He has allowed, it's not too bad, 11 home runs. It's the most on the Yankees, but that's not too bad to compare to Morris, who's given 21. And the kid down in Baltimore gave up 20. But as you mentioned, Guidry somewhere along the line, as the all-time series, the Yankees ahead, has got to change his pitching style. He's changed it a couple of times, but not successfully. Well, tonight we've seen him throw 2 sliders inside, and he's pulled them foul.
Well, that's all you can do with that pitch in there. It's hard to hit it fair. If you swing at it and get the bat on it, you've got to pull it. And pull it foul.
All right, now the fans want a strikeout. The Yankees have beaten the Red Sox 8 consecutive times. So Guidry meditating a little bit. Still pitching inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Barrett likes the ball out and away because he likes to hit the ball toward right field. He is not a pull hitter.
Closed stance by Barrett. And he got the ball over the plate and he drilled it into center field. Now, I hope that was not Guidry's fastball because that had not too much on it. And Barrett drilled it. And that brings up Ed Romero. Hitting 260, no homers, 10 RBIs. Barrett was up there hitting 278. Romero standing deep in the box. Way inside. I don't know about this new thing of Guidry. Now he's trying to pitch first 2 hitters way inside.
Well, he's been getting hurt when he's gotten the ball out over the plate.
Just throw everything low. Throw about 82 sliders and maybe 3 fastballs. 2 balls, no strikes. And you're right about one thing, White. That crowd, it's that upper stands down the right field line and left field line in about 2 more innings will be filled, but the traffic is unbelievably bad. This is the second time. Remember, in Baltimore, it took me over 2 hours to get to the park. Tonight, it took me over 2 hours.
You walking?
No, I'm not walking. The traffic, I mean, the kids are putting their heads out the windows and yelling, we're going to get them, thumbs up. I'm not kidding you. Big night in the Bronx.
Barrett has stolen 5 bases this year. He's been caught 3 times. This team basically not a base stealing team. They depend on swinging the bat.
That's for sure, because Barrett leads the team in stolen bases with 5. That's 3-0. And like I said, I hope, as we look at the third base coach,
Latchman. He's the guy that got fired by Seattle.
Rene Latchman?
Yes, sir.
I know he's got a brother. And over at first base, four pitches, ball four. And now Mark Connor's going to come out and have a little chat.
Number 6, Bill Buckner, first base, number 6.
All right, Mark Connor goes back. Bill Buckner. Boy, he's down to 230, 6 homers, 32 RBI. They've been winning ball games without getting a lot of base hits like they normally do. First and second, nobody out. Ball one, and Guidry now has thrown 5 straight balls and almost looks like he's aiming. There, the Cubbies won another one. The Stick has won 2 out of 3 since being manager. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. I told you about Guidry last couple of times he's pitched, his new style of taking a lot of extra time. I don't know whether I like that or not. He used to like to get that ball and just get the sign and throw. Sort of getting a good rhythm that way. Oh, I had him fishing for that one, low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Buckner very seldom goes after too many bad balls. That was obviously out of hitting range. No way he'd get the bat there. That slider went down and away, really fooled him.
The Yankees, they get Buckner hit on the ground, could get a double play. Doesn't run that well. And he threw the bat at the ball. Boy, that's 2 he's been fooled on. He did get a piece of it. And he got the souvenir. And Buckner gets his bat back. Something we very seldom see Buckner do. As Bill said, he got a pretty good idea of the strike zone. But he must be in a slump to be hitting down at 230.
And here's a pitch away, not as far as the other one, and the only way he can control it is throw the bat at it. That ball's right on the outside corner.
Yep. All right, a ball and 2 strikes, nobody out, no score. One of the biggest series of the year right here. The Yankees and the Red Sox. And again he went fishing. Man, I tell you, they are outside the strike zone. And especially that pitch, Guidry must be breaking real late. Three straight pitches that were away from the plate, and Buckner went fishing. Now, a lot of people would say, why didn't he come inside? And there's a bounce. He could get 2. Good play. Get him. Safe. No. It was a good try, but Willie did not run him back quite far enough to first base.
Well, that's the second time Willie's made that play, and the second time he sort of has botched it up. Here it is again. Now, he's got to tag the guy running in the scoring position.
Yes, absolutely. And
that's Romero. He lets Romero get by him. He had plenty of time to get Buckner. Now Romero sneaks in the second base. Willie had that same play earlier and made the same mistake.
It was a great play by Romero, but all Willie had to do was hold the ball in his hand, run at Romero. If he started back to first, then as he's going to first, he'd throw the ball automatically, and they got Romero in a rundown. But here, if he can't get him, he's got to tag that man. Now they got second and third instead of first and third. And Jim Rice, the batter, one man out. The play just goes 4-3. Ball one.
This man scares you in this ballpark because he not only can hit the ball out of here to left field, he's hit quite a few home runs here at the stadium to right field.
And he's got all that room in left center and right center. He can hit some vicious line drives. And he's having a fine year hitting at .326 with 20 doubles. But he's only got 6 homers and 43 runs batted in. And there's a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. And the Red Sox lead 2-0. And that's how quickly it can happen.
And here it is again. Ball's out over the plate for Rice. He goes right back up the middle. A clean single up the middle. And 2 runs scored. It's important. The play we mentioned on Randolph was important because had he got the runner going towards second base, they'd now have runners at first and second or first and third. Only 1 run in.
That's right.
You always got to get that man in scoring position.
All right, here's Don Baylor. And a slow curveball is over, strike call. Baylor batting .242, you see that. 15 homers, 44 runs batted in. And that's fouled back and out of play, 0-2. The Yankees played outstanding defensive ball, except for the final game against Baltimore. But you got to make those big plays in the important ball games, and that was a big play that Willie did not make.
Basically, it's a judgment play. I'm sure Willie thought he could chase the guy back and then throw the first base, and Mattingly's throw would get him. But if there's ever any doubt, you've got to keep the guy out of scoring position.
Right. Bouncer foul. 0-2. Pagliarulo at third base. In the first inning, it doesn't look like Guidry has thrown anything that really is going to fool anybody. Outside of Buckner, he had him fishing for some pitch. But what I mean is a good hard slider or fastball that might strike somebody out. And that's what he needs right now. And a check swing foul. Still 0-2. Two 0. The Red Sox lead. Jumped off in a hurry. One ball, 2 strikes. Jim Rice leading off first. It's no threat to steal. He has stolen 2 bases and been caught twice. No, he doesn't. He has not stolen the base, been caught once. And another base hit. I tell you, he hung that curveball right up in Baylor's eyes. And that bullpen got to start getting heated up. First and second, and Dwight Evans, the batter.
Dwight Evans.
Evans hitting .236, 16 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, and 26 runs batted in.
Well, the Yankee bullpen will get busy, and Alfonso Polito gets up, and he'll start throwing. There's Polito.
Youngster started against Baltimore. And there's ball 1 at Dwight Evans. I have seen games where Guidry started off not having a fastball or a slider, and later on in the game come up with it. But right now, he doesn't have either one. Well, we got away with that one. Winfield is under it and makes the catch. Great arm of Winfield. Rice fake going and then went back.
Well, he doesn't want to get thrown out at third base in that situation. That would have been the third out, so the veteran just played it safe. Here's Winfield going back. Rice knows he can throw, and Jim just takes a couple of steps off second and then watches the ball go over to De Jesus.
All right, Rice at second. And now Tony Armas. Armas batting .230. 6 doubles, 1 homer, 6 runs batted in. Strike one. Looks like a pretty potent lineup they got there, White.
They do have a potent lineup. They're not hitting for average,
No.
but this guy's not having a good year. Only 1 home run this year and 6 runs batted in. Coming off an injury year of last year.
1-1 the count.
And unless you have a good fastball, he can turn you and get around on you and hit the ball a long way. Normally, with Armas, you try to go up the ladder, throw him high fastballs around the letters, then just keep going up and he'll chase it. But you've got to have a good fastball to do that.
Full foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Guidry has had 2 strikes on just about every hitter, but he's not been able to get that third one by him.
First time we've seen him do that in a while. Normally, Ron will go out between the mound and second base and give himself a little pep talk. He hadn't been doing that.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, 2-0. Red Sox lead. 2-2.
He tried to get it up to get Armas to hack at it, but it wasn't close enough. You get it over the plate, he'll go at that high fastball.
All right, they got to get this third out with no further damage. Rice leading off second. And foul back off the shin guard of Ron Hasse. Now Guidry taking that walk back. Lou Piniella chewing his gum, a little bit relaxed right now, but this is such an important series. The Yankees 3.5 games behind. Line, that's a base hit to left field. Griffey's got a shot at him. Couldn't get the ball out of his glove, and he's just going to beat it. He had trouble getting the ball out of his glove. He made a perfect throw, but Rice beats it. And it's 3-0 now, Red Sox.
Number 10.
And here's Griffey, just double clutches a little bit, makes a strong throw home. But Rice sliding across ahead of the tag by Hasse. Baylor did not go to third. He stayed at second base, although the throw went over Palirulo's head.
There's Baylor at second. Now Rich Gedman, the batter.
I think Don's lost some weight. Unless that Red Sox uniform fits him a little better.
All right, Gedman hitting .273. Ball 1. Gedman has 11 doubles, 4 homers, and 18 runs batted in. 3-0, the Red Sox leading. Two balls, no strikes. And this crowd's going to start asking for some raw meat pretty soon. Going to get a little mean. Three balls, no strikes. And Polito continues to throw in the bullpen. Gets Torborg out there. Three and one. Strike two, 3-2. So the runners will be going. Full count and 2 out. Slice foul. Baylor heads back to second. And Amos slowly returning to first. Now a little hustle. Edmund with that open stance had a big year last year. And bounce to short. De Jesus fires him out. And 8 men go to bat. The Red Sox pick up 3 runs on 4 base hits. No errors, 2 men left in the middle of the first. Boston free and the Yankees coming to bat.
And they'll have Bill Buckner at first base, Marty Barrett at second, Ray Quinones at the shortstop, Ed Romero at third, Jim Rice in left, Tony Armas in center, and Dwight Evans a right fielder. And behind the plate for Boston, Rich Gedman. And on the mound, the youngster who's won 11 games and lost none. This is his 13th start, 4 complete games, including a shutout, right-hander Roger Clemens. He has 104 strikeouts in 98 2/3 innings. So it'll be Roger Clemens, and the Red Sox have already staked him to a 3-0 lead. And if he gives up his 2.26 runs, Phil, it's all over.
Yep. We got to pick up 3 to tie. Big kid, you can see the confidence he's got now. Remember when we did see him pitch, he had looked like he was worried because he had control problems. And man, he's doing it.